So this is work in progress steam tank.
Yes, this is Ben's work in progress steam tank. I've got a few shots of this. I've got to find out a few of his final models as well.
Right.
Let's have a look. Oh, I've paused it.
So which city? Do you know which cities he's doing?
I think he's doing his own. I think. I'm not exactly sure which one it is. I think I think it might be his own. Probably Iron World or something like that. Some basis on that. I think looking at that wood today, I think that is a stunning effect he's done there.
That is really.
I might have to steal his recipe as well. I know you did that inks wood. I think that's.
Yeah, I mean, what I did is super basic. That looks like real quality. And part of that I think is what I did was purely on a weapon haft, which is a very small area. That is a very nice effect to get on a larger area. Just doing my simple pimple technique probably wouldn't look very good on a larger area because you'd lose the effect. But he's got some nice variation in the colour there. On the wood grain, it's really good. Yeah.
He's very talented man. Very talented. And that orange he's got. I love that orange scheme. He seems to use it on a lot of his armies now.
Yeah, didn't he do some orange Nurgle as well?
Yeah. Yeah, the something splats, I can't remember what they are.
Worm spat.
That's the one. One. And these are his, looks like great swords for his, and a few fledglings, I think. For his, must be the Cities of Sigmar as well, so same scheme.
Yeah. I really like the great sword. The way he's done them, and I like the minis as well. Is the one on the left? That's not a Flagellant model, I don't think. Is that a Mordheim?
Oh yeah, it might be. It's a woman, isn't it? I think. Yeah, I think it might be.
Is it Devoted of Sigmar or something like that?
Yeah, one of those Sisters of Sigmar, I think, isn't it? Possibly.
Yeah, I don't think it's a Flagellant model anyway.
Yeah. God.
Yeah, that's nice.
That's nice. A good tip that when you're painting like loads of models and you want to get through them quickly, is like you paint them really quickly. You paint the bodies and everything quick. Do the schemes you want. Just do a base coat, a wash, a highlight, quick highlight. Might be dry brushing. But what you focus on is the faces, because people look at the faces first. And just make the detail on the faces, and apparently it looks much better than you'd think. You spent loads of time on it, but it's actually an effective way of doing it. So I might be doing that in the future because I spend far too much time on my models.
I've been trying to get a bit quicker, but
it's tougher, isn't it? You always want to paint to your best ability on every single model. That's my problem.
Yeah, I'm trying to just do good enough on some, which we'll see when we get to my Marauder.
I've seen them, and they look amazing. So these are Ben's as well.
So these are Saurus, aren't they?
Yes, Saurus Warriors.
Speaking of faces, they look really good.
Yeah. And it's a fairly simple scheme. It's got a nice contrast between the red and the blue, and the bases as well really tie the unit together. Those bases are amazing.
That is a lot of base.
It is, isn't it?
Yeah.
But it suits them because they're going to be from like Lustrian Drungles, so you kind of think, yeah, perfect. Yeah,
that's what you'd. It works because that's kind of what you'd expect background wise, and it also works with the color scheme as well.
Yeah,
they are very nice. Oh god,
these are nice too. I think I've got better shots actually. I think you sent some others, didn't you?
I think I sent that one in just to say like this is the end of month 2. Oh, hang on, sorry. This is the end of month 2 for the chaos stuff. So that's what I've done in the 2 months.
Is that the exact? Those 5 chaos warriors at the back? Are they the genuine ones you painted? Or are they just ones you picked out of the 15 you had?
They're my best guess without going back and looking at the old pictures.
Oh, those are, I take it those are Marauders at the front, aren't they?
Yes, Marauders with flails at the front. And I think there's individual picks. So I'll talk about them a little bit more when we get to the individual pick.
Yes, and the Crimson Terminator.
The Crimson Terminator, yeah. So, I mean, he wasn't particularly for this thing, although he could fit into my lamented 40k bit for it. I really just wanted to do something a little bit different, and I kind of started out with having him in mind as being a Blood Angel.
Yeah.
But then I kind of thought, no, he's Crimson. He's Crimson Slaughter. I mean, it's a bit more obvious when you look at him front on that this is not a good guy. Certainly, when I look at the thing, like he feels more Flesh Terror than he does Blood Angel, and more Crimson Slaughter than he does Flesh Terror.
I like the shading you've got there. There's a lot of like going from the red to the very dark. Like it's almost like a black there. It's really, really nice. I can never pull that off. I can't go that deep without making my miniatures look like it's just bathed in Nuln Oil. So yeah.
I don't really use Nuln Oil. Well, no, I don't think I do anymore at all. Actually, I don't like. I think we talked a little bit about this on the WhatsApp chat. I don't really like just adding black, because I don't think it. I mean, if you're going to do a lot of models and do it quickly, yeah, I guess. Yeah. But I don't really like doing it because I don't think it adds much in terms of depth to the thing that you're doing. It makes it look. It does make it look darker, or makes it look dirtier. It depends what you're looking for, but it doesn't necessarily do anything with the colour. It's not a deeper dark red. It's just a darker.
It depends how you're using it. So you're using the Nuln Oil and recesses and stuff, or whether you're giving it a miniature a wash.
That's right. Yeah, you're right. There's definitely a purpose for it. If you were going to line something in, or something like that, then yeah. Although you can do that with pens as well.
You can. There's no drawing this month on mine. I've got to put that out there now.
I don't know. I wasn't referring to anything. I don't know what you're talking about.
And there it is from the front. So you didn't draw the eyes in then?
I did not draw the eyes in. No. I might try that sometime though. You can actually see I made a mistake.
Really? Where?
Eh?
Where? I don't see any mistakes there.
Look at the left arm where the shield attaches.
Oh, you wouldn't notice unless you were looking for it.
I damaged the paintwork when I was messing about trying to get the shield to sit properly.
Yeah.
And I didn't quite twig until after I'd taken the picture and sent it to you.
No, I can't even barely see it. It just looks like highlighting to me, to be honest.
The thing is, as you well know, if it's your mini and you spot it, you will never see anything else. You'll never see anything else. Your eyes will just laser in on that.
That is true, and then you worry that everybody else is seeing it as well. Oh, Reese is in.
So what I did like about this was I thought I got some nice variation on the metals, and I tried something a little bit different with the armor, which I hadn't done before. So firstly, one of the things I did was I used a zenithal highlight, and then I used a metallic color, which I just dry brushed over the top before I put the red down for the armor, to give it just a little bit of shine. So
do you use an airbrush then if you're using zenithal highlights? So you're doing that by brush?
No, I don't have an airbrush.
Because I can't do that. I don't know how you do all this zenithal highlighting with a brush. So I might have to get some tips off you at some point.
You don't need necessarily to do it with a brush. It's not clearly, if you have an airbrush and you're good with an airbrush, you're going to be able to do it much more smoothly. But you can do it with a rattle can.
I didn't think of that, of course.
That's what I did there. That's what I did with that. I used a rattle can. I couldn't tell you exactly what the angles were, but roughly 45 degrees. So that just where the assuming that the light was roughly above the model, more of the areas which will catch the light have a lighter undercoat, and that when you put thin paint over the top of that, you will see a variation in the shade due to the properties of the undercoat.
So which undercoats did you use then?
For that model, I think I used a Citadel black rattle can and a Citadel. I think it was white, but it might have been Wraithbone. But I think it was white.
There you go. I did not know that technique. I'll probably be using that now on my Blood Angels.
The thing is that even if you then were to cover all of that over and do it thickly and not get that, it gives you an idea of what the values of the highlights should be, because you can see what has caught the light in terms of your spray. So it gives you an indication of what should be lighter and what should be darker before you do anything more than that.
Very clever. Very clever.
Well, I mean, I didn't make it up. This is just after like reading things and looking on the internet and all that sort of stuff and playing around with things. There was a guy in, I think he was in a Games Workshop. It might have been in a gaming club like decades ago, probably, who suggested to me one of the easiest and best ways to do skin, really, really quick and dirty skin, is exactly that. So use that technique, and then just use whatever it was at the time, flesh wash or whatever it was, and use a couple of thin coats of flesh wash over the top of that, and you have a very basic skin, Caucasian skin, very quickly.
Okay.
And then you can do a lot more than that if you want to do more than that, but you can just say, okay, for a basic marauder or a guardsman or whatever, you can just leave it there, and it'll be enough.
Yeah.
But I can't do edge highlighting the way you do edge highlighting. I have bad joints. My hands aren't necessarily that good sometimes. So when they flare up, it gets quite difficult to do very fine painting. So what I did here, rather than try and do that, is I used metallics. So rather than have these glorious edge highlights that you've got, I've got slightly coarser highlights, and then I used some metallics to give it a bit more interest. And particularly, as you mentioned, around the face, I put more effort into the face.
You can tell. It is an amazing minion. The time you spend on it really pays off. It's stunning. And I wouldn't know that you wouldn't be able to do edge highlighting looking at that. It looks like you've done it perfectly to me.
Thank you. I mean, I might try and buckle down and give it a proper go, but I find it very, very difficult to do that kind of fine work for a long period. Yeah. So I might be able to do it in sort of, in between slapping Agrax Earthshade on something else. I might be able to do a little bit of it.